Imagine picking up a 50p coin that looks old and worn. The surface is scratched, the edges feel smooth, and it looks like it has been passed around for years in pockets and drawers. Most people would not stop to think twice. They might even toss it aside. But what if that exact coin is a 1997 UK Elizabeth to 50p, one of the most surprising hidden treasures in modern British coin history? That single coin, even when dirty and dull, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or in rare cases, life-changing money. The year 1997 holds a special place in UK coinage, and what makes it so interesting is what was happening behind the scenes at the Royal Mint. By the late 1990s, Britain had fully moved into the decimal system. The 50p coin was already famous for its seven-sided shape and was being made in huge numbers for everyday use. The Royal Mint was focused on speed. Coins needed to be produced fast and in large amounts. But when machines run non-stop, mistakes can happen. One of the most valuable mistakes involves the wrong metal blank. This happens when a 50p design is struck on a blank meant for a different coin, or sometimes even a foreign coin. When this occurs, the coin may feel heavier or lighter than normal. It might look darker, thicker, or make a different sound when tapped. Over time, many of these coins darkened and were mistaken for damaged or corroded change. In reality, they are rare errors. A confirmed wrong planchet 1997 50p can start around £5,000 and rise well into six figures. The very best examples, with full proof and testing, have the potential to reach astonishing prices. Another eye-catching mistake is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not lined up properly before it is struck. On a 1997 50p, this can cause the Queen's portrait to slide toward the edge. Letters may be missing, and large blank areas of metal may appear. These coins look clearly wrong, even to someone who knows nothing about coins. Even worn and dirty off-center examples have sold for £1,000 to £25,000, and more extreme versions have gone far higher. Broad strike errors are just as dramatic. These occur when a coin is struck without the collar that normally holds it in shape. When that happens, the metal spreads outward, stretching the design and changing the coin shape. On a 50p coin, the result looks strange and almost melted. Many people think these coins are damaged and throw them away. Collectors know better. A real broad strike can sell for £2,000 to £20,000, and sometimes more when professionally graded. Some valuable errors are harder to spot. One example is the doubled die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin has a doubled image built into it. Every coin struck from that die shows doubling in certain areas. On dirty or worn coins, this can be very hard to see. The doubling may appear on the Queen's portrait, the lettering, or the numbers. Once confirmed, double die 1997 50p coins have sold for £500 to £10,000, with strong examples going much higher. Another fascinating error is the rotated die. This happens when the front and back designs are not lined up correctly. When you flip the coin, the reverse appears turned at an angle. Small rotations are collectible, but large rotations are rare and valuable. Even a worn 1997 50p with a dramatic rotation can sell for £2,000 to £15,000. Weak strike errors also play a role. These happen when the coin is struck with too little pressure. Parts of the design may look faint or missing. On a 1997 50p, this can affect the Queen's face or the lettering. Mild weak strikes are common, but strong ones linked to mint problems are rare. Depending on how severe they are, these coins can be worth hundreds or even several £1,000s, especially when combined with other errors. What makes all of this so exciting is that many of these valuable coins were never meant to leave the mint. They slipped through unnoticed and entered everyday circulation. That means some were used, scratched, and dirtied before anyone realized what they were. So the next time you see a tired-looking 50p coin from 1997, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look at the weight, the shape, the strike, and the details. That dirty little coin might be hiding one of the most valuable secrets in modern British coin collecting. Next up is a coin almost everyone ignores without thinking twice. It's the 1971 UK Elizabeth II new pence coin. At first glance, it looks old, dirty, and worn out. The surface is dark. The details look soft. Scratches cover the metal from years of moving through pockets, drawers, and jars. To most people, it feels heavy but boring, like spare change that isn't worth saving, but here's the surprise. Some of these exact coins are among the rarest survivors from one of the most intense moments in British money history. And today, collectors would pay hundreds, thousands, or even life-changing amounts to own the right one. The dirt and where you see are not signs of damage. They are proof this coin lived through chaos and survived it. The year 1971 changed British money forever. For centuries, the UK used pounds, shillings, and pence in a system that confused even locals. Then, almost overnight, everything changed. On Decimal Day, February 15, 1971, Britain switched to a brand new decimal currency system. Old money disappeared, new coins appeared, and the Royal Mint was pushed to its limits. The mint had to work fast, new machines were installed. New dies were made, new metals were used. Production ran at full speed with very little time to slow down. And when speed meets pressure, mistakes happen. Those mistakes are exactly what makes some 1971 new pence coins so valuable today. One of the most important errors is the wrong metal strike. During the rush, some coins were struck on the wrong blanks. Instead of the correct bronze metal, a few were struck on blanks meant for other coins or even foreign currency. These coins often looked strange. Some were darker, some were lighter. Others sounded different when dropped. Most people thought they were damaged or dirty and ignored them. Today, those same coins are considered extreme rarities. A confirmed wrong metal 1971 new pence coin can start around £5,000 and rise well into six figures. In very rare, fully verified cases, values close to £1 million are possible. Another powerful error comes from misaligned strikes. This happens when the dies do not line up correctly during minting. The Queen's portrait may appear tilted, pushed toward the edge, or partly missing. Sometimes the reverse design is rotated when the coin is flipped. These coins look wrong in an obvious way, which is exactly why collectors want them. Even worn examples have sold for £1,000 to £25,000, depending on how dramatic the error is. Then there are blockage errors, some of the rarest of all. These happen when a coin gets stuck in the press and presses its design into the next blank. The result is a normal design on one side and a ghost-like mirror image on the other. Because quality checks improved quickly after Decimal Day, very few of these survived. A real 1971 blockage error can sell for £50,000 to over £100,000, even in dirty condition. And that brings us to something many people don't understand. Dirt can actually protect coins. Many valuable examples survived only because they were forgotten and never cleaned. Cleaning a coin the wrong way can destroy tiny details that prove it is real. That dark surface might be hiding doubled lettering, metal flow lines, or strike errors that only experts can see. That's why the 1971 new pence coin is so special. It isn't just a piece of change. It's a survivor from a moment when British money was reborn. And sometimes, the coins that look the worst are the ones worth the most. Next up, 1971 Elizabeth II 5 new pence coin, one of the rarest coins from a major turning point in British money. Many collectors would pay hundreds, thousands, or even life-changing amounts for the right example. And the strange truth is, the dirtiest coins are sometimes the most valuable of all. The year 1971 changed British money forever. For hundreds of years, Britain used pounds, shillings, and pence. Then, almost overnight, everything switched to a new decimal system. This moment became known as Decimal Day. To make it happen, the Royal Mint had to work at full speed. New designs, new metals, new machines, and huge pressure to produce millions of coins quickly. When production moves that fast, mistakes are bound to happen. One of the most valuable mistakes on the 1971 5 new pence coin involves the wrong metal blank, also called a wrong planchet. These coins were supposed to be made from copper and nickel. But during the rush, a few coins were struck on blanks meant for other denominations or even foreign coins. No one noticed at the time. These coins often looked strange. Some were darker or lighter than normal. Others felt thinner or heavier. Many people thought they were damaged or corroded and ignored them. Today, those same coins are some of the most valuable modern British era coins ever found. A confirmed wrong planchet example can start around £5,000 and rise well into six figures. In rare, fully proven cases, prices close to £1 million are possible. Another dramatic error comes from off-center strikes. This happens when the blank is not lined up correctly during striking. Part of the design misses the coin completely. On a 1971 5 pence coin, this can push the Queen's portrait toward the edge or leave large blank areas of metal. These coins look shocking and clearly wrong. Even heavily worn examples can sell for £1,000 to £25,000, depending on how extreme the error is. Broad strike errors are just as eye-catching. These happen when a coin is struck without the collar that normally holds it in place. Without that collar, the metal spreads outward. The coin becomes wider, the edges stretch, and the design looks distorted. Many people mistake these coins for damage and throw them away. Collectors know better. A real broad strike can sell for £2,000 to £15,000 or more, especially when professionally graded. Some errors are harder to see but still very valuable. Double die errors happen when the die itself carries a doubled image. This can cause letters, numbers, or parts of the Queen's portrait to appear doubled. On dirty or worn coins, this doubling can be easy to miss. When confirmed, these coins can sell for £500 to £5,000, with stronger examples going much higher. One of the rarest errors is the rotated die. This happens when the front and back dies are not lined up correctly. When you flip the coin, the reverse design appears turned instead of straight. Small rotations are collectible, but extreme ones are very rare. Even worn examples can sell for £2,000 to £20,000 or more. Here's something many people don't realize. These coins often survived because they were never cleaned. Dirt can protect tiny details that experts look for, like metal flow lines or strike errors. Cleaning a coin the wrong way can destroy that evidence. Some of the most expensive British era coins ever found look terrible when first discovered. That's what makes this so exciting. A coin that looks old, dirty, and worthless could actually be a survivor from one of the most chaotic moments in British minting history. And if it carries the right mistake, it could be worth a fortune. So if you ever find a 1971 Elizabeth II 5 pence coin, don't rush to judge it. Look closely at the weight, the shape, the design, and the way it feels. What seems ordinary might be one of the rarest treasures of Britain's decimal era, hiding in plain sight. Picture this: you pull an old British coin from a jar. It's dark, scratched, maybe even grimy, and the edges are soft from years of use. Most people would call it worthless pocket change and toss it aside. But what if that same coin is actually a 1979 UK Elizabeth II pence, one of the rarest and most surprising modern coins? A coin that collectors today would fight over, paying hundreds, thousands, or even life-changing sums just to own. The year 1979 may seem quiet in British coin history, but inside the Royal Mint, it was anything but. Decimal currency was still new, and the mint was running presses at high speed, adjusting metals, reusing dies, and trying to meet soaring demand. When speed and pressure collide, mistakes are inevitable. And that's where these coins get fascinating. One of the most famous errors from this year is doubled lettering. This happens when the die strikes the coin in a way that leaves the letters looking shadowed or doubled. On some coins, the words "New Pence" are clearly doubled. On others, the Queen's portrait shows subtle doubling in her facial features or around the rim. These errors are often hidden beneath dirt and wear, making them easy to miss. Even so, collectors spot them instantly. Worn examples can sell for £300 to £2,000, while sharp, dramatic coins can climb to £10,000 or more. Off-center strikes are another eye-catching mistake. This happens when the blank coin isn't properly aligned under the die. Part of the design may vanish, the Queen's portrait might slide to the edge, or letters disappear into blank metal. These coins look wrong, almost unnatural, and that's exactly why collectors love them. Depending on how severe the misalignment is, they can sell for £1,000 to £25,000, Even when heavily worn or dirty, broad strike errors are equally exciting. When a coin is struck without its retaining collar, the metal spreads outward, stretching the design and distorting the edges. The Queen's portrait might look unusually wide or flat. Many people think these are damaged and throw them away, but collectors know better. A genuine broad strike can fetch £1,000 to £15,000, and exceptional examples go even higher. One of the most valuable and overlooked errors is the wrong planchette strike. Occasionally, coins were struck on blanks meant for other coins or even foreign currency. This produces a coin with the wrong weight, color, or feel. Some look darker or lighter than normal. Others feel completely different in the hand. Once dismissed as corroded or dirty, these coins are now among the most prized modern UK errors, with values starting around £5,000 and soaring to six figures. Rare documented examples, especially those with multiple errors, have even exceeded £1 million at private sales or top auctions. Finally, rotated die errors are another extraordinary find. If the obverse and reverse dies weren't aligned properly, the back design appears rotated when the coin is flipped. Extreme rotations are incredibly rare and spark intense competition among collectors. Even worn examples can sell for £1,000 to £5,000, while dramatic rotations often command £20,000 or more. The 1979 new Pence coin shows that even the most ordinary-looking change can hide incredible secrets. Every scratch, every darkened patch, and every worn edge could be a clue to a hidden treasure, waiting for someone to recognize its true value. Next up, imagine holding an old British coin in your hand. It's heavy, darkened by time, scratched, and worn from decades of use. It doesn't shine, and at first glance, it looks completely ordinary. Most people would toss it back into a jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that this exact coin is a 1968 UK Elizabeth II 10 new pence coin, one of the rarest and most mysterious coins from Britain's monetary revolution? A coin that collectors today would pay hundreds, thousands, or even life-changing sums to own. Stay with me, because this story might completely change how you look at old British change. The year 1968 was a turning point in UK coin history. Britain hadn't officially switched to decimal currency yet, but the Royal Mint was already experimenting behind the scenes. Trial coins were being struck, new denominations tested, and machines adjusted. Pressure was high, secrecy was tight, and mistakes were almost unavoidable. Technically, the 10 new pence coin shouldn't have even existed for public use in 1968. That's what makes it so mysterious and so valuable. One of the most fascinating errors involves the wrong metal strike. During early decimal testing, blanks intended for other coins or even foreign coins sometimes ended up in the press by mistake. This created coins with the wrong weight, thickness, color, or sound. Many of these coins darkened or became stained over time, and most people dismiss them as damaged, but collectors today know better. A genuine wrong planchette 1968 10 new pence coin can sell for £10,000, £50,000, or even far more. Some fully documented examples could approach or exceed £1 million. Another amazing error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned under the press. The Queen's portrait can slide to the edge, lettering can vanish, and blank metal can dominate one side. These coins are breathtaking because they are so rare. Even worn, dirty examples can sell for £5,000 to £25,000. Extreme cases can reach six figures. Broad strike errors add even more excitement. These occur when a coin is struck without the retaining collar, causing the metal to spread outward. The result is a wider, distorted coin that feels unusual in your hand. Many people think it's damaged, but collectors see gold. Genuine broad strikes can sell for £3,000 to £20,000, with exceptional pieces bringing far more. Double die errors are another highly prized variety. They are tricky because the doubling is often hidden under dirt and wear. The Queen's portrait, lettering, or beaded rim may show faint duplicates. Under magnification, the doubling becomes clear. Confirmed double dies can sell for £1,000 to £10,000, with stronger examples reaching far higher. Finally, weak strikes are another overlooked type. During early testing, the machines didn't always hit the blanks with full pressure. Some coins show missing details in the queen's hair, face, or lettering. Mild weak strikes are common, but extreme cases from early experimental production are very rare. Values range from hundreds to several thousand pounds, especially when combined with other errors. The 1968 10 new pence coin is a perfect example of how even ordinary-looking change can hold incredible secrets. Each scratch, each worn edge, and each darkened surface may hide an error worth a fortune. For collectors, these coins aren't just money, they're pieces of history, frozen in metal, waiting to be discovered.